guys, Miss Khan here. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend with your family and ate lots of jaffas. I know I've just had a little jaffa just before I've started. So our what today is to use our knowledge of what we have already read to predict, that keyword predict, what will happen next in Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now we've read up to chapter 5, okay, in class. Just in your jotters now, can you have a quick brainstorm of what has happened so far in the story? What have the brothers decided to do? Okay, what did Mr. Fox do when he went out of the hole? Okay, and what do the brothers decide to do after one of their plans did not work? Okay, so I'm just going to put this little board away just for a minute, and I'm just going to show you my brainstorm. So when I did my brainstorm, I read through the chapters again, okay, and highlighted those key features, okay. So the three brothers decided to get Mr. Fox, but they didn't know how to get Mr. Fox. They wanted to get Mr. Fox because the three brothers were fed up of the fox stealing their food. Bean thought of a really good idea to dig them out using a shovel. However, the foxes were too clever and they started to dig quicker than the brothers. Then Bean decided, actually, I'm going to think a bit quicker than the foxes and I'm going to get a tractor. They got the tractor and then they started to dig the fox family out. The foxes could hear the tractors, and that is when chapter 5 ended, okay? Now, together, me and you are going to read chapter 6. I'm going to show you, and you might want to follow on while I am reading. So, the race. Now they began a desperate race. The machines against the foxes. In the beginning, the hole looked like this. After about an hour, as the machines bit away more and more soil from the hilltop, it looked like this. Sometimes the foxes would gain little ground and the clanging noise would grow fainter, and Mr. Fox would say, "We're going to make it, I'm sure we are." But then a few moments later, the machines would come back at them and the crunch of the mighty shovels would get louder and louder. Once the foxes actually saw the sharp metal edge of one of the shovels as it scraped up the earth just behind them. "Keep going, my darling," panted Mr. Fox. "Don't give up. Keep going," the fat boggart shouted to Bruce and Bean. "We'll get him any moment now." "Have you caught sight of him yet?" Bean called back. "Not yet," shouted Boggart, "but I think you're close." "I'll pick him up with my bucket," shouted Bruce. "I'll chop him into pieces." But by lunchtime the machines were still at it, and so were the poor foxes. The hill now looked like this. The farmer didn't stop for lunch. They were too keen to finish the job. "Hey there, Mr. Fox," yelled Bruce, leaning out of his tractor. "We're coming to get you now." "We've had your last chicken," yelled Boggart. "You'll never come around my farm again." A sort of madness had taken hold of the three men. The tall skilly Bean and the dwarfish pot-bellied Bruce were driving the machines like maniacs, racing the motors and making the shovels dig at a terrific speed. The fat Boggart was hoping about like a dervish and shouting faster and faster. By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, this is what had happened to the hill. So as you can see in the illustration, I'm not too sure, that it's gone very deep, but at the bottom, okay? They've digged so much, it's gone a massive dip, okay? The hole the machines had dug was like a crater of a volcano. It was such an extraordinary sight that crowds of people came rushing out from the surrounding villages to have a look. They stood on the edge of the crater and stared down at Boggis and Bruce and Bean. "Hey there, Boggis, what's going on? We're after a fox. You must be mad." The people cheered and laughed, and this only made the three farmers more furious and more determined than ever not to give up until they caught the fox. So I wonder, after the villagers had said they were mad, okay, I wonder what would happen next in chapter 7. Hope you liked the video, and please, if you do have any questions, please let me know on Class Dojo by any class teacher. Thank you very much. Bye then.